guys? Ronnie Staten here. Hope you're well, and I hope you're looking forward to the big man coming next week. Merry Christmas to everybody. About 6 weeks ago, I was given lots of great questions from Danum Harriers running club. It's taken me 6 weeks, not known for my speed, but I have now got there. I thought these would be great. They were great questions, so it'd be good to share the answers publicly as well as to them. It was in the context of runners now with the aspiration of becoming ultra runners. So people are looking to do their first ultra, and when we say an ultra, I'm talking about a 30 miler, entry level ultra on the first step, just beyond that marathon distance. I've got two questions here, but for me they're asking the same thing. I'll just read these out. I've been running about 18 months. Is it too early to think about training for an ultra? Again, we're saying ultra is a 30 miler. Do you need to have been running several years before it is safe to increase mileage? So in my view, they're asking the same thing in a slightly different way. They're asking, how long do I need to have been running before I can up my mileage and therefore run a 30 mile ultra? Obviously, this is going to depend on many individual factors, so I need to just break these down quickly here before I can give an answer on how long I feel you should be running before you run your first ultra. Those factors for me would be, what's your training age? What's your background, first and foremost? Are you someone who's been really active throughout your life and always training, might not have been in running, you might be quite new to running, but in different sports, football, rugby, hockey, you name it, could be anything, but have you been active? If you have, you've got a higher training age. If you haven't, then you kind of new to fitness. The second thing would be, what's your starting point now? What's your starting stats? What are your personal bests like? Do you feel that they're ideal and representational of your fitness? Perhaps, and many people through lockdown, people have put on weight, for instance. So what's your BMI? Are you happy with your weight as an individual? That's what matters here. That's what I'm asking. But how's your health right now? How much are you running per week? Of course, that question asked me. I've been running for 18 months, but I don't know how much. I've not got the specifics on that of how much they are running per week for the 18 months. So if it's just a couple of runs a week for 18 months, or is it a higher volume consistency per week? So that's going to massively affect the answer that I give for that. So how much are you running per week at the minute? And the fourth big characteristic, before I could even answer that question, is, are you injury prone? Every time you up your mileage, every time you get serious about a race or a personal best or going further, do you break down? Because again, that's going to affect how long it takes you to get to the start line of a 30 mile event. I don't think you have to have been running a very long time to consider upping your mileage. So straight away I can answer that one. I feel like if things are going well, you can start upping your mileage. So we need to answer this 30 mile question. I think if you have been very active, so you've got a decent training age, if you're in a good, healthy fitness position currently right now, and perhaps you're running 30 to 50 miles per week and you're not too injury prone, you're pretty robust, then for me, I think you can be on the start line of a 30 miler in about 6 months. That's all you need, because you're fit, you're strong, you're healthy, and whether you've been running a long time or not, you currently can handle up to 50 miles per week. So the consistency of 6 months, you should be in good stead at the start line of a 30 miler. If you've been reasonably active in the past, so you've got an okay training age and background, if you are currently average fitness, you're not great, you could be better, but you're not in terrible shape, and you're perhaps running 20 to 30 miles per week, and you've got a few niggles, but you're not too bad, you're not too injury prone, then for you might be looking at about 12 to 24 months to really get your consistency up, get robust enough, and get into that fitness position that you want to be to then start that ultra. So a year or two for you if you're not quite where you want to be yet. If you're new to the running, but it's new activities for you, so you've not done sports since school, for instance, and now you're in your 40s and 50s, maybe even 60s, if this is new to you, then you've got a very low training age, so you might need a little longer just to build that up. If you're not where you want to be now as well, which would make sense if you've not been active in the past, so your fitness, you're honest with yourself, it's not where you want to be, it's not ideal, and that's why you've taken up running, which is fantastic. If you're running about 10 to 20 miles per week, which is great if that's what you're doing, but if you're looking to get to a 30 miler, that's going to have to increase, and if you get in a lot of injuries, then again it's going to take longer. So for you, you might be looking at over 2 years, 2 years plus. That's going to depend on your individual journey, and in many ways you're going to get the most satisfaction from completing a 30-mile ultra. Now, all body shapes and sizes and abilities run ultras, and that's the great thing about that inclusivity of ultras. That's the world we live in, so please don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying you've got to be stick thin and crazy fit to run an ultra. I'm saying you need to be robust enough that you're not injury prone, and that you are healthy within yourself, and I'm not judging body types in any sense there. So it's for you as the individual. You shouldn't care about what anybody else thinks, but do you feel in a position from your weekly mileage, and you're not getting injured, and that you feel well, that you can successfully complete a 30 miler? Now, I'm just giving them timescales as a guesstimate and a common sense, putting those 4 factors into there. But can someone go out tomorrow and run 30 miles? Absolutely they can. Would that be the best thing for them to do? Probably not, and they might get a few issues from that. But there was great questions. I hope that puts a little bit of clarity on that. If you ask yourself those questions, how active have I been? How am I fit currently? How much am I running per week? And am I injury prone? For me, the main thing you've got to do is get your consistency up, and maybe you're looking to creep up to about 40 to 50 miles if you want to take on a 30 miler. Some will do less, some will do more, but I think you just got to be strong in your running. And what I would add to that as well is probably really worthwhile thinking about your running stride, and if you can get help with that from a movement coach or at your running club. And obviously good shoes within that as well, but that's a whole nother post. So Merry Christmas. I hope that helps someone. Thank you.